the other thing I want to mention just about like when we were talking about what I'm doing right now, and we were talking about this before the mics got turned on, but with these rules changing, I'm obviously getting prepared, and you are too, to renovate a fair number of units.
Yeah.
So I have around 45 or 50 that I'm going to have to start doing my renovation on. And when we're getting to that point of bulk ordering, I'm starting to look at doing direct supply.
Yeah, this is super interesting. I mean, once you get this figured out, I'd love to do a whole episode on this because I'm obsessed with this idea.
Yeah.
This thing messes me up when it's not the right date. I'm changing the calendar here in studio for people who listen and don't watch.
Yeah. You good?
Is that right? All right, there.
All right.
I want it to be accurate when it
We
comes
got a
out
little distracted. Sorry. So anyways, but I'm doing direct supply, which I mean, I'm not doing direct. I'm still using a broker to do it. And I haven't finalized all the orders, but this kind of came to be because material costs have gone up so much. We first went to go order exterior lights that go on the buildings, and we were like bulk ordering them from a local supplier, paying about $50 a light last year. Mm-hmm. We just got another quote, and now they're $99.99. So they're double. They're $100. Same lights.
And how many lights you put on a building?
Depends on the building, between like 8 to 10.
Really, that many, eh?
Yeah, I like to have them all the way around. Just I find having some lights on, it makes a huge difference in the way the building looks.
Totally.
And also people messing with cars and garbage laying around, like it adds to it. And like
that's a good point.
The neighborhood, they look sharp when you have some nice little LED lights on all the exterior. Anyways, so that's a double price, and that became like 10 grand for lights. And I was like, okay, this is actually kind of serious. So just quickly went on Alibaba and looked up exterior wall lights and found the exact same. It's a little slightly different, but exact same dimensions, same pewter finish, same lights that go in it, just slightly different style. And they're $5.80 each. So it went from $99.99 to $5.80 each. And I was just like, on 100, I'm saving $940 or $9,400 on the 100 that I'm going to order. So now it starts to be like, okay, wait a second, what else should I be doing? And I've also found out a lot of large developers are doing the same in the city, where they're ordering their a lot of their bathroom supplies, their full kitchens, their cords, their flooring, their countertops. Everything is coming direct. And I always wanted to do everything locally, but it's getting to a point where it's hard to do so. Like the pricing is so insane. And fortunately now with the internet, it's quite easy to get direct connection. And if there's a language barrier, there's tons of brokers. Like that's a big business. There's a lot of brokers that offer the basically translation service to get it sorted out.
And you feel less guilty when you realize that the people you're buying from locally are ordering it from there anyway.
This is the thing. So I was just saying, so I was telling you, these lights, when you order them, you can put on there, you can change the name on the box, you can change like all the other specifications, what's written on there and everything. So like all these big companies, that's what they're doing at the end of the day, is they're going to suppliers in China and getting their brand, what is it, Hampton Bay? Is that Kent's brand or Home Depot's brand? Yeah, so Hampton Bay, all that is Alibaba.
Or an equivalent.
Yeah, exactly, or an equivalent. And they're just getting the Hampton Bay put on there, certain colors and all that, and they can have it all printed and sent here. You can even have the metal etched with the Hampton Bay or whatever you want, and it's like an extra 50 cents a thing. Like it works out. So if you go full, if you get the full package, you're in for like $7 a light. And so that's like, I was like, you know what, I can't be doing that. So on the same note, I actually also contacted a local company here that does the brokering, and they're going to do my kitchens. And I'm not 100% yet. And if
that one makes me nervous.
That one makes me nervous too. And if my kitchen supplier is listening, like it's nothing against his kitchens are amazing. He's done me unreal. But the problem is it just comes down to like pure pricing. At the end of the day, the building costs, I'm paying double for these buildings now, plus double for the renovations. Additionally, with all the rent problems that were taking place, it's hard to start actually being able to get a lift out of these and move forward. And so it's looking like the kitchens and courts will come in to be about 50% of the cost. So in the savings of $3,000 to $4,000 a unit on kitchens and courts, which again, you multiply out by the 50 units I'm looking to do, that's another $200,000 that can be saved. And so my thing is, even if a few of the kitchen doors fall off and or other things break, a couple $100,000 will cover the cost of me having to replace a few kitchens here and there.
Yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
And again, it's comparable in a lot of respects to the materials you're getting here anyway. The one thing that concerns me about the kitchens is even when you're in a building where you're like, all right, all these units are the same. Man, when you start putting those kitchens in, you're like, how come this opening here is like an inch smaller in this kitchen than in that kitchen?
100%.
Right? So you do have to...
I'm not using them in my house, and I wouldn't use them if I was building single-family homes, but in a rental place where the cabinets are probably going to have to be replaced in 15 years anyways, they're going to get ripped off the walls. They get beat up. Like, they're going to get beat up. They're going to get destroyed, and, like, the styles are going to start to fade. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like you're going to have to do, or your rents are going to drop. Like it's one or the other. Then I'm okay to do it. And like I was telling you, I did have some, I'll say, overseas kitchens installed in one of my first triplexes. And the biggest problem I had was all the doors ripped off because the hinges were just garbage. And this supplier, what they've done now is they still build all the cabinets and everything there, but they put in North American hinges. So there's a local company that builds and makes the hinges in North America, Bloom, and they use those because they're really nice. They're soft closed, they're strong and all that. So then you don't have that issue.
Yeah.
That was like the one issue that everyone had, and they now fix that. And so
crazy.
you're seeing it in a lot of new high-end luxury buildings that people are paying $4,000 or $5,000 a month for an apartment. They have these same cabinets and kitchens and bathrooms
which
in them.
is also like an interesting little thing to take away from like, you know, learning, like emulate what other people are doing. Like you find out that these big developers are banging out these buildings. And I remember hearing about this a while ago when all these apartment builders were going over to Asia and loading up crates full of granite and stuff like that to do all the countertops the exact same. It's like, does it really make sense to go over there, order it all, ship it back here? It can't actually make a difference, but it does significantly reduce the price when you're doing a high volume of stuff.
High volume. And again, I don't necessarily think it did a ton before. I think it's starting to make a little bit more sense now. Because when I looked at it originally a few years back, the price difference wasn't enough for me to take the risk. It was like $1,000.
So that's the thing. Like I've thought about this many times, and the risk of it, you know, them coming in damaged, them not being great, them being delayed.
Yeah.
You know,
That's my biggest
Suez
concern is the
Canal.
delays.
You're just stuck in the canal. Neil's over there with the shovel, shoveling out the
Taking it
canal
out. I need
himself.
my kitchens back. I've had that concern. And so I'm probably not going to do all 50 right off the hop, but I am probably going to order a package of like 6 or 12 of them and just see how that goes. Like one container full, see if I like it. And it's funny, like they can offer like the specification changes you can make too, because if you want extra thick quartz, like they can do it where they cut it and then they put the quartz on an angle. So it looks like you have 3 inches of quartz, and they'll do all of that. And it's like so cheap. Like here, if you want to get a waterfall
Edge
countertop,
refinishing stuff,
it's insanely expensive. And then if you do it from them, it's like, oh, it's an extra $75. Like, you're like, I can do waterfall countertops for $75. Like, sure, here it'd be like $7,500 for a friggin' island.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And so the other big thing is having good installers on this end. So I'm sure a lot of my guys, I might get some. I know I ordered flooring. I did do flooring from China once, and my flooring installer, he had to increase his bill. He said, "Look,
he walked off.
Yeah,
he walked off the job.
he cursed and swear, and he said, "Fine, I'll install it." And then he got into it, and he's like, "I have to increase my labor rate." He's like, It's taking me 50% longer because of the click mechanism that they use. Must be cheaper to produce. Is a lot more difficult to install.
It's funny because I remember someone was shopping me some like, hey, like we want some click flooring? Man, I got a lead on like a guy who got some click flooring, and it's like
29 cents.
Oh man, it was like so cheap. I'm like, yeah, I don't know. Like you get one color selection and it doesn't go down well. I'm like, no, man, I'm good. Paying a little bit extra.
But see now, so it was the same for me. They only had the one color, so I bought it all. But on the flip side, now that I want to order direct from them, they gave me a binder. I swear to God, it must have 600 colors to choose from because they're just printing them. Like they just printed on the flooring. So they had literally sent me a binder with 600 different flooring. It was overwhelming. I was like, can we just narrow this down to 3? Like,
well, the problem, like, and it's funny, we were joking about this before I got on. I forgot that we were recording today. So I was like, the first 2 episodes of this season, I'm like in sweatpants, totally tired, just long, ragged day. But I spent a lot of today picking out flooring and going with the luxury vinyl plank. But my biggest concern is always that clicking mechanism.
Yeah.
Right? Like I'm choosing the flooring specifically based on the click.
Yeah.
Because, man, that stuff is great until it doesn't go down well or until it starts coming up. It's a pain after that. So.
I've had no issue with the stuff that I've been buying. Shout out Happy Harry's. They've been the bomb for giving me good stuff, and I've never had any of them come apart. And I've had no issues with finishes. Like their finishes, that's the other thing. You want to make sure your wear layer is really good.
Vinyl stuff is
it's bulletproof. It's crazy. It can sit in water for like 6 months and it's still fine. Like I have in some entranceways that I swear to God have been permanently wet since I've owned the building, and the flooring is fine.
Yeah, no, it's a great product for sure. And it's funny. I use Happy Harry for those as well. Because you can go in there and you can see the product and you can see how the clicking mechanism works, and they're good prices. And But now
use our code Master
yeah, I
Keys
know.
at
Cheapers,
the
man. We got to start getting
at the
some
cash
sponsorship
register.
stuff. It's crazy.
to get no percent off and a really weird look from the lady at the cash.
Tell Carl we sent you.
Yeah.
No, that's exciting, man. I'm excited for you to be the guinea pig on that, and if it works out well, then I will do it also.
This
But you
is
can try it
everything.
for me.
Thanks for watching that clip from the Master Keys podcast. Check out that full episode here. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share our podcast.
When I was broke, I had rich habits. When I was broke, I had rich habits.